Good morning, everybody. This is Vincent with Listings to Leads, and it's time to talk about top tools to get more listings. So I see a bunch of people coming on. Would you let me know in the comments panel, can you see my screen and can you hear me talking? And we'll get started here in just a second. So as we're waiting for that, and please put a message in there so I know that you can hear me, because I know we had a problem. I want to just kind of scroll down the website real quickly and just give you a high level story of what we do, right? So we're real estate advertising platform. We're designed to help you market and capture leads, whether you need buyer leads or seller leads. And we do that with Facebook ads, Google ads, free social media posts and content. We do that with landing pages. We do that with PDF guides. And wherever, whether it's an open house or whether it's a just sold property, you're going to see, thanks everybody. You're going to see that you can run ads, you have free social media posts, you have email marketing that you can copy and blast off in your CRM, and you have print tools. And when it comes to getting listings, all of these things are important. Print, email, definitely Facebook ads, and definitely Google ads. All of those things are ways to get you more listings. Now, over here on the right-hand side of our panel, you'll notice that we have our own email drip campaigns. We also have very powerful AI text follow-up. So if you're concentrating on Facebook ads, the AI text is converting 11% of our leads to phone calls. So it's really a smart way to go. So before we dive into the system, though, I do want to kind of point out that there are a lot of resources. And if you don't mind, let me know if you are a client, how long you've been a client, if you're new to us. And if you're not, welcome. You can watch and learn while we're going through this. But if you are a client, let me know how long you've been a client, because 3 tools, you don't really understand the full platform here. And this class really utilizes all kind of the aspects, whether it's ads, it's free, or print or email. So to learn about listings to leads, everybody has a marketing calendar right when they log in at the top left. And there's a good calendar there to help you market. When you click on the marketing calendar, you're going to find that there's this big banner, and there's some tabs up here. Resources is the one you need to get to as soon as you can. If you haven't been here before, you can join our mastermind group. And our mastermind group is a private group on Facebook. It's where Scott and I talk about technology. It's where our clients also ask questions and share what's working for them. You can sign up for our live classes here. You can also just go to leadgenwebinars.com, and that'll bring you to the same place. And today we're talking about top tools for more listings. But we have classes, live training 5 days a week. So definitely join us there. And every class, including this one, is on our YouTube channel. Okay. So you can come to the videos page here and see a lot of recordings. You'll also see our live class here. And that will, when we do our live training, they're kind of all right here. So these 2 places are where you can really learn a lot. And I definitely recommend that everybody spend some time learning how to use this platform. It's very powerful. It has a lot of functionality. And that can get overwhelming. But if you focus on a few things that we talked about here today, you will be able to use this and kind of get moving pretty quickly with some good results. So one of the things, since we're talking about listings, is everybody hearing me okay? I got a message that the audio is glitching. Is everybody all right? Might be because I'm clicking around, but I will, actually I see something spinning here. So let me go here to the dashboard. And So when you log in after you've set up your account, we'll always drop you on the dashboard. And because of this particular call today, we want to focus on this dashboard here that says generate seller leads. And so when we click that, we kind of tee up everything that's going to help you get seller leads, right? And so we'll kind of talk about this quickly and give you kind of a high level, and then we'll kind of get into a couple of other things, right? So first of all, if you click on generate seller leads, running ads on Facebook, that'll get you seller leads. Running ads on Google, that will get you seller leads. We also have, why does that move here? Give me a second. We want to see our seller landing pages and our pending and sold listings and our seller PDF guides, right? And just like that. Okay, so we're going to see them right here on this dashboard once it's kind of repopulated here. So running ads on Facebook, right? Running ads on Google, both are going to get you seller leads. Google leads are more expensive and they are higher quality leads. Okay, but you also can market your listing for market and probably higher than Google. The Google lead's pretty high quality. We also create landing pages, and the landing pages are things like what is your home worth, and a marketing plan for a listing presentation. We also create 80 PDF guides for you, but 40 of them are for homeowners. So if you want to run an ad or market these in any sort of way, we have that all right here on this page. Okay, we're going to talk that. So we're just getting started here. Let me know if you don't mind if you can hear me okay, because I did get a message that it was kind of glitching for people. But let's talk about this sheet right here. And this is a new platform for us to be doing our webinars with. And so normally I would give this to you inside the platform, but I don't know how to do that here today. So you're welcome to email me at vince@listingstoleads.com and I will send this to you. This is the cheat sheet for this class. And let me read it so that we can have an understanding of the things you want to be thinking of. Mailing out a nearby homeowner letter. I'll show you what it is. I'll show you how to get it out. It gets high quality listing leads. Running Facebook ads on pending, under contract, and sold listings. Okay. Creating a home valuation page for each of your farms, right? You might have 3 or 4 or even more towns where you're trying to build your listings. You want to have that instant home value page for each one of those. Once you've created that, run ads on Facebook and Google with those. That's a really smart thing to do. I mentioned earlier that we have 40 PDF guides for homeowners. You can run ads on Facebook and Google on those. And there are other ways to market your PDF guides, email and print. So there's a lot of ways. It is going in and out a bit. Okay. I don't have too many things open here, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. And then there's a home sold report. There are just sold postcards, and there are e-flyers for each of your listings that you can use in your CRM. And our e-flyers have seller lead capture. And then there's seller social media tools and email tools. And then at the bottom of this list is actually the what I think is actually really important. It probably should be at the top. And that is creating a custom audience of homeowners in your farm market. So let's imagine that I live over here by Walnut Creek. I create a home valuation landing page for Walnut Creek, and I go buy a custom audience and I upload it and I target those homeowners in Walnut Creek. That's a really smart way to use and leverage Facebook. So these are the ways. We're going to dive into this in a little bit in just a moment. But I want to talk about something that we see right now, right? And there are kind of 3 things that we're getting just so much feedback from clients, and I want to make sure you understand this. And that is, if you are marketing open houses with our platform, you're going to wind up finding listings from that. Okay. You can watch that right here, open house, right? And we'll go through all the ways. There's a lot of tools that we are auto generating for you. You want to market your open houses. Obviously, it's designed to find buyers, but it's also a place to showcase you and what you bring and what is different about you than other agents. Our marketing system for open house marketing is going to make you look like a marketing rock star. And that's what you want to show people. So definitely watch this open house class. There are a few classes that are actually recorded, and there's one with Brian Mathewson. If you email me, I will happily send that to you. I'm not sure where it is right here. But boy, that is a very strategic, awesome call about how to use our platform to get more listings with your open houses. So I want to make sure you understand that, because what we're going to go through on this is some nuts and bolts of these are the things you got to think about to get more listings. But we can see from our clients right now that they are getting more listings by holding their open houses. So there are actually three things that we just have a lot of feedback on. One is open house marketing. Two is our Facebook ads in combination with our AI text follow-up, converting those into phone calls. And the third is a listing presentation. So there's a listing presentation down here, but I'm going to go to the listings page so we can see it over here. And you all need to know about this. So the point of this class is how to get listing leads, right? But I want to kind of jump ahead and let you know that there is a listing presentation waiting for you right here. And this thing, it's kind of bulletproof. I talked to a lot of our clients, and almost every week for the past 5 or 6 weeks, one of our agents, if I ask them, hey, do you have a listing happening? A listing presentation? And they say, yes. I said, well, let's create a listing for that home. And every one of those people has said, I'm winning these listing presentations. So this is already sitting in your account. You go to listings, you go to listing presentation. There's a flipbook version. There's a print version right here, right? And it's pretty good. These are all the things we do when you put a listing in our system. We email these tools to you. You get some of them for free. And we're just automatically generating all this. But you can also create that listing presentation for a particular home. And the way you do that is you click add listing and you manually add it. Now, it's not like the MLS. We're not asking all kinds of data here. We're really just doing this for a presentation. But there are a couple things you want to do. You want to put the status as listing presentation so we don't automatically start posting it all over the internet. You want to put the seller's name and email and phone number and the address and at least get one photo of their home. Okay. That's all you do. And we take our listing presentation and we make one that's customized to that homeowner. Okay. And once it's there, you see that my status here is listing presentation. I click on market listing. Like I said, there is a print version and there is a flipbook version. We were kind of looking at it earlier. So let's look at the flipbook one real fast. And literally every week, there's a client, we'll go look at the mastermind group. Let's go look, because one of our office clients posted in here. Where is she? We're gonna do, I think, a live training with her next week, or at the end of the month. Her name is Tamara, right here. So Tamara came in about a week ago and said, hey, I used your listing presentation and the QR code scan during the presentation is making such a difference. And we hear that over and over. Now, if you go look at her story here, if you look at the comments, she tells us a few days later, hey, I won 3 listings. She went on 3 different presentations, had this custom presentation ready for each one, and closed every one of those listings. This is worth reading. She's got a lot of information here. So July 31st, we're going to have a live class with Tamara. She's a small brokerage owner in Florida, and I think you can learn a lot by listening to what she's up to. But here is the listing presentation, and now you have an image of the home. right up front. Okay. And so you can say, hey, this is what your home's going to look like on Facebook and Instagram. This is what it's going to look like in my free social media marketing on YouTube, right? You can just, and literally, I spoke to her. She said, I just read through this. I don't read every word. But when you get to this page up ahead, now that everybody knows what a QR code is, you can just stop right here and say, hey, while we're at the kitchen table, why don't you scan that with your smartphone? Scan that QR code. You're welcome to do it right now. It will pull up that home on their phone right there in front of them. That's like real technology, right? So if you've gone through all these pages and you've shown everything that we're doing for you automatically, it doesn't talk about listings to leads. You're branded on every page, your logo, and it says, this is what we do. But it's the QR code, oddly enough, that's kind of closing the deal over and over. Every week I get this feedback. So have that ready. Okay. So that you're going to take that when you have the listing. Let's talk about how you're going to get listing leads, right? And that's where we go back to this, right? So mail out the Nearby Homeowner letter. So what does that mean? Well, every listing in your account has a number of tools, right? And those tools, some we auto post to social media. You can run an ad on Facebook. We create a virtual tour. We email that to you. We put the virtual tour on YouTube. But to get more listings, the number one tool is actually a piece of paper, right? Everything we know is digital, and there's AI and there's the cloud and all this. But the highest quality listing lead is coming from a single sheet of paper called the Nearby Homeowner letter, right? And you want to kind of be sure that you understand this and that you're figuring out how to get this into the market. There are 3 versions of the same letter. They just look different. And I'm going to download one for you so that you can see what it is. You'll notice that it's not, let's see here, what do we need to say in the email to you to get the open house training? Sarah, just send me, I'll send everybody my email right now. It's vince@listingstoleads.com. I sent that to everybody. Just ask for, if you send me that, I'm going to actually send you a few emails. One's on our Facebook ads, one's on open house marketing. What's the other one? I can't remember. Maybe it's top tools for more listings. So the Nearby Homeowner letter, I think I have it open over here. I think it's downloaded now. It's a very simple piece of paper. And we automatically create it for every one of your listings, right? Some people use it in open house marketing, right? Because it's going to say, hey, we got an open house and go check it out. It's going to be from 2 to 3 on Saturday, but that's going to affect your home value. And go here to get your free home value. So we create an instant home value page automatically for you. And so if you're giving this letter to people, you're mailing it to people with equity around your current listing. That's one of the smartest things you can do, right? So we actually have a company here called Express Copy who will do that for you automatically. So if you have an account with them, you connect and then you'll see this green button that says print and mail. And let's click it and see what happens there. So there's a tech connection here with Express Copy. You click get the mailing list and you decide, I want a 1 or 2 or 3 mile radius. They will download the letter, they will fold it, and they will mail it to people who own single family homes for more than 6 years. This is really an intelligent thing to be doing, right? If you run an ad, I'm going to show you how to run an ad on Facebook on a sold property. It's great. It's easy. It's like 2 clicks. It's just the lead quality is not that fast because you're doing a 15-mile radius of whoever drove through that area, right? Here, you're mailing it to people who've owned a home for more than 6 years around your current listing. So if you have a listing in an area where you want more listings, absolutely, you have to use this, right? Now, that relationship with Express Copy, I think it's like 2 or 3 years old. And we were really excited when we did that because that is our number one tool for high quality listing leads. But it's kind of hard to get out there, right? We just tell agents, hey, go find that and go use that, right? But a lot of our long-term clients do not use that. They have their own way of doing it. And I've been training on this class for at least 10 years, right? So before that, I would tell you, hey, go get that letter and go get a nice colorful envelope. Maybe it's like lime green or banana yellow, something that doesn't look like junk mail, and put that letter in there and mail it, right? So Pat heard that. If you look at Pat Motley's name in the mastermind group, she has been talking in this mastermind group for well over 10 years, telling us how she got listing leads this way with this piece of paper and that way. But here she's told us something which kind of blew us all away. And that is that now she always mails out 100 when she has something just listed and another 100 when she has something just sold, right? And you can see that this letter is this one on the right? So she's using just our standard letter. But she does something that nobody else has ever done. She prints out 100, whether it's just listed or 100 just sold. She flips over on the back and she prints on the back with Microsoft Publisher, right? So that little red stamp is not a red stamp. It's actually done by the computer. Then she hand folds and hand writes these things. Why would she go through all that effort if Express Copy can do it in 2 clicks? Well, the answer is here. The first 100 had 4 homeowners calling her for home value reports. And the second 100, which is this 100 that we're looking at, got another 4 homeowners. All 8 of those people wanted to sell their home with her. That's from leveraging 1 listing and 200 pieces of mail. I don't know if you'll get those kinds of results from Express Copy, but you have some options now, right? So this home is sold. This would definitely be one of those things that you want to use. You might also want to just do a postcard, right? You can use Every Door Direct down here. You can use Express Copy right here, right? But notice that on the front is a website address and a QR code so people can scan and land on a page that's going to offer them a free home value. You might have mailed just sold postcards in the past. And usually there's a really beautiful picture and there's your really beautiful picture and your phone number. But people don't really want to be calling realtors all the time, but they're totally happy to go find out more information like the value of their home. If you flip over this thing, it says straight up, your home value is going to be affected. Go here to get your free home value. So the front and the back of our postcards have call to actions, right? So you can use any of those as well. So if we go look here, that's kind of number 1 and number 8, right? Print to get seller leads. Now, number 2 says run Facebook ads on pending and sold. So how do you do that? Well, this home is sold. So how do you do that? You click on Facebook and Instagram ads. Now, I don't know if you know this, but we actually have Facebook's ad software built in right here. Okay. So to run this ad, all you got to do is click that button and you're all done. You could actually click in this area here. And I was talking to a realtor a couple of weeks ago and he says, yeah, we sold this for like, let's just enter. And he said something like, we sold it for $24K over asking, right? You want to put that in your ad because that's an incentive for people to talk to you, right? He also said they had like, I think 4 offers and that's good to know. And that I think he said he sold it in like 10 days or 7 days, right? If you're doing anything like this, you want to add that to your ad. And then you don't have to even think, you just boom, create ad. It's a $50 ad for 7 days. Okay. Seller leads have a cost. Every ad on Facebook, each lead has a cost. While you have a $50 budget, the lead cost, if it's a buyer's ad, it's about $3 each. This kind of ad, these leads are $7 each. So if they're charging you $7 a lead, divide 7 into 50, you would expect about 7 leads. It's charging your credit card on your business page, and that's how it works. Okay. So let me show you in the mastermind group another great story. And this one is from an office owner who actually, if you email me about the open house marketing, you're going to get a video with this guy, Brian Mathewson, who did an awesome call with us just a little while ago about open house marketing. And on the 24th of last month, he's actually got, he's telling us, hey, this is what we're doing. This is him talking about his open house. So when you email me and ask me about this, you're going to be hearing from this guy about what he is doing. Now, what I want to show you, though, And actually, this is the call right here, I think, with Brian. What I want to show you is a post that Brian put in here about running ads on sold properties. Okay, because that is an important thing to do if you want listing leads. And I think it's coming up right here. Right here. So Brian has been a client of ours for many years, but now he has a team account with us, right? And so part of using us is also to get his agents to use the system as well. And let's see if I have this here. He has, here. So this video he shared with us, but it's actually for his agents because he's trying to get his agents to understand, like, hey, this is what you can do with listings to leads, right? And let me move this out of the way. So in this call, he's telling his agents, hey, run sold ads and get sold listings, right? So he's showing everybody how to do this. But what he's actually says, but before we ran this as sold, we ran this ad on this home for sale, and they generated 114 buyer leads with name, email, and phone number from Facebook. They got 3 of those people into homes. So just from, for sake of conversation, 114 buyer leads probably cost him about $300 to $350. I'm pretty sure the commission on 3 home purchases in Texas is a lot more than $350. So the ROI is there for Facebook. Whether you have experienced that or not, you need to kind of start to learn that from us. But then he says, hey, I flipped it to sold and I ran an ad on this. And in one $50 ad with one $4 seller lead, he used his own AI text follow-up in the morning, got that person into a phone call at 4 p.m. And now they have a listing presentation to sell a home for 400 grand and buy another for 450 from one ad and one lead. So that's just, and I asked him, if you go look at this post, I asked him, did you do anything special? I asked him, he just said, nope, I did. I just clicked it. He didn't even add anything like I told you to add, which is like, sold this fast or this, that. He just, boom, ran it. Brian runs about 8 ads a week. He's got 8 ads running all the time because he's got an office and he needs the leads coming in. So, you can do that, but you can also just scale it to fit your business. But sold ads on Facebook get seller leads. And Brian's showing you he's converting those, right? So when you have a listing, let's kind of wrap up here. Nearby homeowner letter, just sold postcards, and sold Facebook ads. There's also another great tool. There's a couple here for the sellers. I want to, we email these to you, but this we email to you and you want to read it and just take your time. A lot of our clients ignore it, and our clients who use it are like, wow, we're getting free seller leads. So let me show you what it is. When we send this to you, there's some instructions, right? And it says, send it to your homeowner and ask them to put it on your wall. You may not know this, but we are actually auto posting your listings whenever you have something sold to your social media already, right? If you run an ad, well, that's going to reach, thousands of people. But here, this you're giving to your homeowner and they're sharing it on their wall. And what's great about that is that it doesn't ever disappear. It's not a paid ad. And it says something like this. It says, hey, our home is sold and we want to recommend you at your office for doing an excellent job. It's like a testimonial. And your phone number and email is sitting there automatically in front of all your clients, friends, and family and colleagues. Okay. That's where that's where they communicate. They watch where they're going on vacation. They watch what they're eating. They look at their grandkids growing up, all that, right? But now they can see that you were their realtor. We actually give you that tool when it's just listed. We give you a new copy when it's open house. It's always talking about you in your office. And then here it's got your name and email and phone number. And it's saying, hey, you were great. if what ends up happening, and it happens weeks later and even months later, is some client, some homeowner, their relative logs in and goes, "Oh, so and so sold their house. That's interesting. I'm thinking about it." They click on here, we drop them on the single property website, and at some point, this pops up and offers them a free home value. And now you're capturing leads that you're not even paying for from your current clients, friends, and family and colleagues. These are easier to close, if that makes sense. So that is always created. It's called a seller social media email. We email that for social media. We also email that for email for your homeowner, but definitely take advantage of the Facebook one. So let's go back to this letter here and kind of talk about where we are. So we've run a Facebook ad. We talked about the seller's tools down here, number 10. Let's talk about how to create a home valuation page. So when you sign up, you get like a half dozen landing pages. We auto-generated them, right? They're sitting here. And I want to tell you, so remember when I mentioned earlier that we have this awesome listing presentation? Our clients are starting to use this. Of course, like we actually just had a client, he noticed a canceled listing in his market, and it was an awesome home. It was like waterfront in Florida. And he was like, "Hey, I called the guy and I told him like I'm a realtor and I got an appointment. How can you help me?" I said, "Well, we need to go over and create a listing presentation, custom with a picture of his home." And that's what he did. And it looked awesome. He has this like really awesome kind of dock facing the water, and it looks kind of like I don't know, like a Robinson Crusoe kind of dock, but the home is beautiful. And so he's got this image right up front. And just like Tamara said, he goes through this with the guy. He actually had just fired his Sotheby agent, canceled his listing. He said because the Sotheby agent wasn't doing anything to sell his home. And he got frustrated and he stopped. And so I actually said, well, let's make this for him. When that homeowner got to this page, he asked him to scan this, and that's what closed it for that appointment. And it was great. Right. He's super excited. He's using this, and he's now marketing and running ads in New York and in Florida to get that home sold, right? Very easily through our platform. So that's, cool. You can do that when you find something that's canceled. You can reach out to FSBOs. I actually just talked to an agent from EXP. She's new to EXP, and they're like, "You got to get 5 listings in 5 weeks. Call FSBOs." I said, "Well, now that," and she said she had 8 listing appointments with FSBOs, which is frankly awesome. I said, "Well, create that listing presentation for every one of those, and you're gonna win some of those listings right there." But what about your big farm market? Right. What you might have a farm market that you need to build out, right? Maybe you live in that neighborhood. Maybe it's a neighborhood where there's just a lot of transactions and good home prices. That's where you want to build out. Well, we already give you a home value page. It's automatic. If that doesn't look like your market, click the pencil and change the background picture. But you can also create landing pages for all your areas, right? Elko, Boston, Houston. I have one for San Antonio. I have one for Folsom over here. You create it, and then you put in a photograph that looks like that area. This is the Riverwalk in San Antonio. That's a little bit touristy. You want to have something that resonates with the local market that the locals are going to know, right? I remember I set one for Livermore, and Livermore is a small town near me. And I only know Livermore because there's like these outlet shoppings, all the like the Polo stores and all that's over there. So everybody goes over there to shop. I said to this agent, "Why don't you put the Livermore shopping thing in there?" She goes, "Well," she says, "You know what, Livermore, we all live out here because it's wine country, and we have wineries here. And so we got this really great photo of one of the vineyards all lit up for Christmas, and that's in the background of her landing page." So now when she's mailing things or marketing this, and let's click on marketing tools, she can now mail postcards, she can mail letters, she can run ads on Google, but everything is looking like this vineyard that everybody in Livermore knows, right? So when you create this kind of landing page, you want to make sure that photograph resonates, and then you can run an ad on Facebook. You can run an ad on Google. You could share it for free on social media. You've got an e-flyer for your database, and the e-flyers you can copy here and take it on your own CRM and blast all your leads. You've even got postcards and door hangers, and you know already that Every Door Direct will mail these to homeowners. I have a client in San Antonio, oddly enough, who he's got an office and he prints out the door hangers at Vistaprint. And I know that other clients print them over at Amazon, wherever you want. But he has the doors and keep walking, because when the person opens their door, they can scan right there and go get their free home value, right? So you definitely want to be using that. But if you do that, if you're door knocking, well, you don't know if they're a homeowner. You don't know, if they're a renter. But if you're using express copy, if you're mailing a postcard, they're only mailing to people with equity, right? There's also a letter. If you want to mail out a letter, we've got that for you as well, which looks a lot like the Near My Homeowner letter, but this is just a home sold report. It's telling you this is what happened last month in our market, right? And I'll share one more thing. So whenever we create print tools, like you've seen the Near My Homeowner letter or a postcard, we always put a QR code. And there's a woman, I don't know if any of you know Amanda, I want to say it's Amanda Albright. She's a coach, and she keeps sending people to us just for this QR code. Like, she doesn't even know about the rest of the platform. Hopefully she does. But she's telling people, hey, she's like, as a realtor, I always mail things to my market. And I always include this QR code, and it always says scan here for your free home value. She says, because homeowners will save these things, and that whenever they want their home value, they can scan it, and I get that lead. That's really a really smart thing to do, right? Create your key landing page, and whatever you're going to be mailing, make sure you're always offering, the chance to get your free home value. So let's go look here and make sure we're covering things. So let me show you how to create the landing page, because we didn't actually do that. I'm showing you the ones that I have. So section, you can click create landing value page, right? And you can type in any city you want. You can even type in a neighborhood, right? You can also create landing pages for expired listings, right? There are, in some markets, things expire, right? You can even create landing pages for FSBOs. And then, just like everything else, once you've created these, you've got print options, you have ad options, you have free social media options, and you have email options to get all of these landing pages out. Some of you work with, about FSBO, some of you know about canceled. How do you save a QR code on your phone? How do you save a QR scan code on your phone? Well, I think, let's go to the landing page here. We'll go to my Honolulu one, right? And we'll click on marketing. And when we go to QR code, you can download it right here and send it to your phone, upload it to your phone. And then you'd always have it. Does that make sense, Linda? Yeah, that's kind of how you would do it. Okay. So let me go look at our chart. So now we know how to create the landing page, right? And we know we can run ads on Facebook, and we can run ads on Google on that. There is, however, let's kind of go look here. So let's talk about the PDF guide. So everybody gets 80 PDF guides, right? 80 of them, 40 for buyers, 40 for sellers. And just like everything else, you got email options, you got free social media options, you got print options, and you got Facebook and Google options, right? So the thing is, when I showed you how to run a sold ad on a property, and I mentioned that those leads cost about $7 each. Well, when you run a PDF guide ad for a homeowner, these leads can often cost $10, $12, even $15 each, right? So you're running still a $50 ad, but the lead cost is way more. I don't know why that is. That's just something that Facebook does, right? So this one, oh, I hit the wrong one because that is for buyers. So let me hit 12 mistakes to avoid when selling. This one, when you're running an ad on Facebook for a homeowner, whenever you're running an ad, our default ad budget is $50 for 7 days. And if Facebook is saying your lead cost $10 each, divide 10 into 50, expect five leads. Okay. If for some reason they're charging you $20 a lead, which happens, you're going to get 2 leads and there's going to be $10 left over. Okay. So I definitely recommend using sold ads if you have that as an option. If not, you can run this kind of ad. You can also run it on Google, and those leads can cost anywhere from 10 to 30, even more dollars per lead. The thing is the website in the country. And a lot of agents think these are not that good. But we actually have clients converting 1% to 3% of our leads, whether they're buyer leads or seller leads. If you're using our AI text follow-up, you're going to convert more of those leads, right? You're going to be on the higher end of that percentage, right? But the number one website is Google. And 86% of all questions are asked here. And if they type in something like, hey, what is my home worth? Or how do I sell my home? Or what's commission to sell my home? That's all designed. That's all ready. And that, like, if our ad hits there and they see it and they click on it and they fill it out, that's a high quality lead. Okay. And so definitely it's worth doing, because that's the number one website. 86% of all questions on the internet are asked on google.com. So if you're in the listing business game, you need to have a Google strategy. This is a really good way of these are the tools, the seller PDF guides, to get out to Google. But also you can run ads with any of the seller landing pages. I don't know, you could use it for FSBOs. I don't know if I would use it for expired. You can, but definitely running ads on Google with, like, what is your home worth page is super smart to do. You create it, you make sure it's talking about your local market, it's got a photograph there, and you run an ad and you target that area. That's like slam dunk. You have to do that. So let's go look at my chart, our cheat sheet, and make sure we're still going. So we've got Facebook and Google for sellers. I talked earlier that you can market the PDF guides. The home sold report is in the advanced options of every home value page. So that will drive people there. And also, I do want to speak a little bit about the emails. So if you have a lot of leads and you have them in a CRM, you might notice that your drip campaigns in your CRM are not actually getting your phone to ring. And they're not actually getting people to reach out to you, right? And to me, that's understandable, because I've seen a lot of drip campaigns and they're fairly stale right out of the box, right? Our email drip campaigns actually embed our landing pages and our PDF guides, right? So here we're looking at a home valuation landing page, and I have an eFlyer for your database. What does that mean? I can copy this code, which is the HTML code, which would point people to the home value page. It would also point them to a few other pages that also capture leads for you, and have a signature that also captures leads for you, right? So all this is in one email. You just copy it right here. This is for FUB, is for Follow Up Boss. And you blast it on your leads. If you have hundreds or thousands of leads, you want to be using our emails on those leads at least once or twice a week. I talked to some people, they have, over 5,000 leads. You want to blast one of our emails from either a landing page or from any of the PDF guides on those leads, right? So that's kind of how you market PDF guides. That's how, you've got email, you've got print tools, which we talked about, you got ad tools, you got QR codes, right? For all of these things. So you want to just realize that you have a marketing powerhouse here. So let's talk about this nearby homeowner letter, this part is kind of advanced, what we're going to talk about now, but I actually think it's really critical. So you remember when I was talking about Pat Motley, and I said Pat mails this letter out to her market. Well, she's not using express copy because you remember she's like she's handwriting her envelopes. A lot of our clients don't use express copy. It's really efficient, and we totally recommend it. That's why we embed it in our platform. But many of our clients, they go out and they find lists from other companies of homeowners with equity, right? So you can use companies. Let me find this first. There are companies like Vulcan 7, like My Plus Leads, Remind.com, Redx.com, ListSource.com, ArchAgent, and you can buy a list of homeowners with name, phone number, email, and mailing address. Okay? That's what you want for your farm market if you want to dominate that farm market. Okay? Because why would you want that? Well, you have a list of people, they've owned a home for more than 5 years. You could mail a nearby homeowner letter to them. You can upload it to Facebook and run ads to just those people. Okay? That's really a really critical piece. There are tools that you can mail. You can mail just sold postcards and nearby homeowner letter to those people, right? You could upload that list to your follow-up boss, or you could upload that list to your CRM, and now you got all kinds of email that you got well over a year's worth of email with call to actions that you can send. Okay. And lastly, and probably one of the most important things, is you can go to our ads page over here and create a custom audience in your Facebook account. Okay. So we have their software, so we make it very easy. You go to ads, you click create audience, and right on this page, we tell you what this has to look like. Let's give it a second. So you call it whatever name you want to call it, right? Los Angeles homeowners or Miami homeowners or whatever. It has to be 1,000 contacts long. And it has to have these data points: email, number, first name, last name, just like that. When you buy this list, maybe you get it from whatever company you get it from, it's probably going to have like 20, 30, 40 rows of data. Save that. You might need it, but then save a copy just with those 4 columns of data with those headers. When you upload it and import it, it will live in your Facebook ad account forever. Okay. Even if you stop working with us, it's going to live there. And then when you say, hey, I want to run an ad on Facebook and I want to run a sold ad because that's going to get me seller leads. And instead of well, let's just see them. We'll look at it when we get there. And everybody, we got about 10 minutes. If you have questions, please put them in the comments panel. I'll be happy to answer everything. But this is a just sold ad, okay? And so you would want to target people, ideally, who own a home. And if this home was in Auburn, and this is in Auburn, Indiana, instead of targeting here, which means you're hitting everybody in a 15-mile radius, that might not be very good, right? I could click this button and I could say, hey, retarget my Auburn homeowners or my Walnut Creek homeowners or my Miami homeowners. And now this ad will only hit those people on that list if they are on Facebook in this 7-day period. This makes Facebook very powerful. And I'll give you another example of that, right? Let's go over to the landing page. And while we're doing that, let me go over here and show you. So I live in Northern California, not far from San Francisco, about 30 minutes away. Okay. And it's nice out here. There's a lot of small towns. My town has like 24,000 people, right? And some of you work in areas where, you have 5,000 or 10,000, or, some of you work in areas where there's like millions of people, right? Facebook ad targeting with a 15-mile radius can really work against you and waste your money. right? So you could actually go create a landing page for your farm market and run an ad. So notice I have one down here for Walnut Creek. And this has a picture, we'll see it here in a moment, of Mount Diablo. Oh, no, this one is actually, this is the mall. This is like this awesome mall. This is the fountain. Everybody hangs out here. You know, on the weekends, it's major. So this is like the thing I want to present to homeowners in Walnut Creek, right? So you would think that I could go run an ad, and let's go look at what would happen. Let's see here. I think, can you guys hear me okay? I can see like my internet's feeling a little bit slow here. Yeah, okay. So that's Glendale. Let me refresh this. So here's the point. When you're running, yeah, oh, my whole internet is slowing down. What is that? Sorry, guys. It does feel like things are going real slowly over here. Let's get back to running an ad for Walnut Creek, which is an valuation landing page. And let's see if Google is finally doing its thing. Yeah, I can tell things are slow because Google is taking forever here. So this is Walnut Creek in the map. Okay. And I'm going to back out a little bit so that you can see what's going on. So when I go to create an ad for Walnut Creek, it's by minimum going to say Walnut Creek and a 15-mile radius. And that is where it really breaks down. Okay. And because let me show you a 15-mile radius. This right here, well, it doesn't actually reach San Francisco, but this whole area here where you see this freeway going around, that's all about 15 miles. There's only 33,000 people that live in Walnut Creek, but well over 1 million people are going to see this ad that don't live in Walnut Creek. And that's the problem with Facebook ads. Okay. And that's why I'm telling you, hey, if you go and buy a list from Remind or wherever you want to get that, and you upload it into Facebook and you run an ad, instead of saying, hey, target Walnut Creek, say, no, I want to target Walnut Creek homeowners. Now this ad can be very powerful. Just so you know, this kind of landing page ad has been popular in real estate for well over 10 years. We're not the only company that has this. I mean, you probably remember the names like Bold Lead and Prime Seller Leads and Home Values, and even Market Leader used to sell this and this landing page, and agents would be running ads. So because of that, Facebook knows this is a highly sought after lead, and that they're going to charge you more. These leads often cost $15 each. Okay. And thank you, Craig. So $15 each. And remember that if you run a sold ad on Facebook using the same target audience or not, those leads cost $7 each. So literally twice as much leads for the money. I definitely recommend running this kind of ad maybe once a month. Your leads are going to be expensive, but people are going to know that you work in that area and that you can get them a home value. And that's good for your branding. Not as many leads, right? That's good for your branding. So that's, I think, everything that you want. So don't forget, if you can ask our support team for this, or you can email me at Vince@Listings2Leads for this. You want to print this and have this on your desk. If you want more listings in your business, you want to have this on your desk, because you don't have to do everything, here. But let me kind of give you a couple of things that you want to think of regarding this piece of paper. Okay. You want to be emailing that list of homeowners that I mentioned every week. Ideally, you're running an ad to those same people on Facebook every week. And you're mailing something, a just sold postcard, a nearby homeowner letter, a home sold report, once or twice a month to that same group. It's expensive to do mail, so you're not going to be able to mail 10,000 people, right? But you're doing, groups of 100, 200, 500, you send out postcards, you do whatever you want. That is really the best way to be farming. There are tools to reach out to the expireds and the FSBOs and the canceled people, right? But that's how you're going to target that farm market. If you are in LDL, so we can do that all within the system. That's right, Linda. Everything I've shown you is all inside the system. And you definitely want to be using that. And the only thing you can't, which I mentioned, you're going to need a third party to get that list of homeowners with equity. Your title partners can also get that for you, but they never seem to have email and phone number. They just get name and email address and X number of years of ownership, right? But for Facebook to create that custom audience, you need name, phone number, and email, okay? And that's really, really important. So you're gonna buy that list. You're gonna go to the ad section. You're gonna upload it. It's gonna live in your Facebook ad account, right? We have a team. By the way, I set up all the team and brokerages around the country, and I have a team in Dallas. They have 3 lists, each with 10,000 people that they use to market in Dallas, and they run ads in Google a lot. And they told me like those Google leads cost them $30 each, which is on the high end of lead cost for us, right? But they said, listen, our commission on selling a home here in this area is X. We are happy to invest this much to get that listing. And so Google is really awesome for them. Probably is really awesome for you as well. You just need to understand your metrics, right? So again, when you create the custom audience, you could buy. I know I was talking to somebody this morning and she was buying lists of expireds. And I said, well, that's great, right? And she could see that she could make custom audiences, but you have to have it has to be 1,000 leads long. Okay. Like over here, there's a really great neighborhood by me. I live here in Lafayette, but this little area right here, Release Valley, these are beautiful homes. You want to own this area, right? But there's only like 700 homes in there. So if I'm going to create that audience of these homeowners, I got to kind of expand my radius and get a few people out here as well, so that number meets 1,000. Okay? And you make sure the form looks like this. You upload it, you import it. It will be in your Facebook ad account forever, right? Until you delete it one day. So everybody, thank you for hanging out with me. There are not classes on retargeting, Linda, because what I've showed you here twice is that's it, right? I know maybe Scott does. You can go to our YouTube channel and type in retargeting, but when you activate retargeting in our platform, it allows us to take all of your leads that you capture with us and create a custom audience with it. But you can also create a custom audience of people that own homes or anything. You might actually have thousands of leads in your CRM. You can export those leads and then import them and call them my old leads, and now start hitting those people on Facebook because you captured them somewhere, right? So, it's very easy to do there. It's 2 clicks. Thanks. You are welcome, Kathy. I hope this helped everybody. If you want, you can ask support, or you can email me for the top tools for more listings. You can email me for the open house. Don't forget, our open house marketing is getting listings for a lot of people. And that you've got an awesome listing presentation. Do not ignore that. This is closing listings every week for our clients. So thanks for hanging out with me. I don't see any more questions. This call is being recorded. It will be on our YouTube channel and probably in our mastermind group either today, later today, or tomorrow. So take care, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.